Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you kindly take your seats as our program is set to begin shortly. Ware Shoals School District 51 would like to welcome our guests, students, and the 2025 induction class of the Ware Shoals Schools Hall of Fame. Please welcome to the stage Superintendent Dr. Daniel Crockett.
Hello. Check, check, 1, 2. All right, we're here. It is great to see you today. I'd like to welcome you officially to the Ware Shoals Schools Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to our guests, our inductees and their beautiful families, our Hall of Fame committee that's here as well this morning. And most importantly, too, are the fantastic students and staff of Ware Shoals High School. So I'm thankful that you're all here, and we'd like to begin our program at this time. See, this is always a special time for our community where we recognize the incredible achievements of some incredible people and who have walked these streets, who've learned in these classrooms, and have worn the purple and gold that we hold so dear. And so it's a great honor to be able to welcome you here today. You know, each of our inductees, they've kind of blazed their own path, but I do believe that there is probably one common thread that unites them all, and that is a heart for service, a heart for others. And so it's an exciting time to recognize those accomplishments that span many fields. We have everything from journalism to leadership, to academics, to music, to business, to civic duty, and beyond. And so it's an incredible opportunity to recognize these individuals. And I believe if we were to, and knowing these individuals, I know that they would be very proud of the opportunity to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But I think if you were to ask them, I know that they would simply say that this recognition pales in comparison to the joy that they received from making a meaningful impact into the lives of others in this community. And so I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for their families that are with us today. And I just want to make sure that I stop and pause just for a moment and to recognize the hard work of several people. I'd like to recognize the Ware Shoals School Hall of Fame Board of Directors, and if they would just stand just for a moment so we can recognize them if they're here. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize the hard work of people that put into this program here today. The stage looks great. Appreciate the work of Dr. Taylor, Sean Davenport, and the recruitment of her husband to do a lot of the work. I'm thankful for Dana Lohner and for Don Perkle, who are helping with the reception. I'm thankful for Mr. Tim Allen and the hard work that he's put in for custodial services, Squad 51 and our safety team for the great work that they've done, and especially Principal Maria Tyre for the tireless work that she puts into these operations, working with the new schedule for our students, arranging our student speakers and all of that. So I'm extremely thankful if you're here. Thank you for what you do and for making this possible. But now, thank you. And for now, it's time to celebrate. And so I'd like to turn it over to our students who are going to go ahead and be able to induct or share speeches about our inductees. So thank you very much.
Please welcome Jack Doherty to the stage to share the accomplishments of Mr. Lyman Golden.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are proud to celebrate the induction of a man whose life has been defined by talent, dedication, and a deep love for people, Mr. Lyman Golden, class of 1972. Born in Greenwood and raised here in Ware Shoals, with a brief 3-year detour in Georgia due to his father's work with Regal. Lyman was truly a Hornet at heart from the very beginning. In fact, he even served as a mascot for Ware Shoals High School class of 1960, then 12 years later as a proud graduate himself in 1972. As a student, Lyman made his mark in many ways. He was active in the annual staff, student council, science club, fellowship of Christian youth, chorus, and the school newspaper. He was elected secretary of the senior class, named a senior standout, and received one of Ware Shoals' highest honors, the KMAT ring. These early experiences reflected the leadership, creativity, and passion for excellence that would define the rest of his life. After graduation, Lyman married his high school sweetheart, and together they built a beautiful legacy of 5 children and 15 grandchildren. Many of them have carried forward his love for music, which was always at the center of his life. Lyman earned his Bachelor of Science in Music Education from Lander College in 1979, and later a Master of Education in Music from Converse College in 1993. He also studied classical guitar at both the University of South Carolina and the University of Georgia. His mastery of the instrument led him to teach at Anderson University, Brevard, Furman, Lander, Erskine, Southern Wesleyan, and even at the South Carolina Governor School for the Arts. But Lyman did not just play music, he shared it with the world. He published guitar arrangements, including hymn tunes for guitar with Broman Press, wrote and recorded radio jingles, and faithfully served as a church music director for more than 30 years. In every role, his passion was the same: to use music as a way to uplift, inspire, and bring people together. His greatest legacy, however, is not found in publications, recordings, or performances. It is found in the countless students he taught, the children and grandchildren he inspired, and the friendships he built through a long life love of music. For Mr. Golden, music was never just notes on a page. It was a gift to be shared. This morning, we induct him into the Ware Shoals School District Hall of Fame. We honor a man who lived out his gifts with joy, who gave selflessly to others, and who will forever be remembered as both a remarkable musician and a remarkable person. It is with great pride that we welcome Mr. Lyman Golden, class of 1972, into the Ware Shoals School District Hall of Fame.
Next, we welcome Aubrey Jackson to share in the presentation of Miss Valerie Jackson.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, it is my distinct honor and privilege to recognize and celebrate a remarkable member of the Ware Shoals High School family, Miss Valerie Jackson, class of 1981. Valerie's journey is one defined by excellence, service, and an unwavering commitment to others. As a student at Ware Shoals, she distinguished herself as a gifted multi-sport athlete. She played volleyball, softball, and cheered with passion and energy, but it was on the basketball court where her talent truly shined. Her leadership, skill, and determination helped guide the Lady Hornets to 2 state champions in 1979 and again in 1981. Her athletic ability opened the door to new opportunities, and she was recruited by another Hall of Famer, Coach Chipper Bagwell, earning a full scholarship to Lander University. There, she played under Coach Charles Herschel, majored in physical education, and continued her pursuit of excellence. But Valerie's story extends far beyond athletics. Following graduation, she answered a higher call, serving in the National Guard for 5.5 years. Training at Fort Jackson, she stood ready to serve our state and nation and played a vital role in the response to Hurricane Hugo, helping communities recover from one of the most devastating storms in South Carolina's history. Closer to home, Valerie has dedicated her life to faith, family, and community. As an active member of the Little River Baptist Church, she serves faithfully as a church secretary, sings in the choir, and invests deeply in youth ministry. Her heart for young people is evident in everything that she does. That same passion carried into civic leadership. Since 2021, Valerie has served on the Ware Shoals Town Council, where her vision and leadership have directly shaped opportunities for the next generation. She has chaired the administrative committee and contributed greatly to the youth and activity communities, as well as the water and sewer community. Through her tireless efforts, she has been instrumental in bringing new basketball courts to our community, supporting the Children's Escape Zone Summer Camp program, and championing the development of the Ware Shoals Youth Center, a project that will provide a safe, enriching space for countless children in years to come. When we look at Valerie's life, we see a thread that ties it all together: service. Service through athletics, through the military, through her church, and through her community. She has always sought to lift others up, to create opportunities, and to use her gifts to make Ware Shoals a better place. This morning, we honor not only her accomplishments, but also her example. She reminds us that true greatness is found in giving back, in leading with integrity, and in never forgetting where you came from. It is with deep pride and admiration that we welcome Valerie Jackson, class of 1981, into the Ware Shoals District Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Nana. You have and continue to make Ware Shoals proud.
Now we invite Anna Doyle for the presentation of Dr. Faye Sprouse.
Good morning, students, teachers, alumni, guests, and friends of Ware Shoals High School. Today, it is with immense pride that we honor one of our own, Dr. Faye Sprouse, class of 1980, as she joins the Ware Shoals Schools Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to her distinguished legacy in education and her decades of commitment to our community. Dr. Sprouse was born, raised, and has dedicated her life to serve our town. Faye graduated from Ware Shoals High School in the year 1980 and earned a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education from Erskine College in 1984. She has continued her academic pursuit with a Master's in Administration and Supervision from Furman University in the year 1990 and later earned a PhD degree in educational leadership from Clemson University in the year 2009. Dr. Sprouse spent 10 years teaching at Ware Shoals Primary School, then served as its principal for 6 years before becoming superintendent of Ware Shoals District 51 in 2001, a role in which she held for more than 2 decades until her retirement in 2024, which was very short-lived, as she is now Executive Director of the Western Piedmont Educational Consortium. For nearly 2 decades as superintendent, Dr. Sprouse embodied the district's visions, learning, serving, and leading in the most meaningful ways. Her leadership fashioned Ware Shoals into a place where students are not only educated, but empowered, supported, prepared for bright futures. She also served our broader educational community, becoming president of the SCASA board, advocating for mentoring future leaders in education. Dr. Sprouse's influence and leadership have been recognized through numerous awards and honors. In 2019, she received the Carol Burdett Leadership Award, which celebrates women who lead and serve across the upstate and South Carolina. In 2022, the Erskine College Alumni Association presented her with the Distinguished Service Award. Most recently, in 2024, she was honored with the SCASA Lifetime Achievement Award, a testament to her exceptional leadership and long life dedication to education. Dr. Sprouse's long life commitment to Ware Shoals, from student to teacher to principal and superintendent, reflects a full circle of dedication to the very foundation of our local schools. Her faith, her leadership, and her unquestioned love for this community have benefited countless students, educators, and families. So today, we celebrate more than accomplishments. We celebrate a person whose heart for education, vision for our community, and calling to serve to others lights the way for future generations. It is with profound gratitude and admiration that we officially induct Dr. Faye Sprouse, class of 1980, into the Ware Shoals School District Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Elizabeth Malagamoto to the stage for the presentation of Mr. Dan Branyan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have the privilege of honoring the life and legacy of a man who embodied service, leadership, and community spirit, Mr. Stephen Daniel Dan Branyan, class of 1972. Even during his high school years, Dan Branyan was already leaving his mark on Ware Shoals. He was also a student bus driver, a dedicated member of the annual staff, the science club, and the Latin Forum, and he took to the stage in multiple school plays. These early experiences showed his willingness to lead, to serve, and to invest in the life of his school community, qualities that would remain with him for the rest of his life. One of his friends and fellow classmate, Babel Boyder, shared last week that Dan never got in trouble. Either he never did anything wrong, or he was really, really good at getting away with things. After graduation, Dan attended the University of South Carolina, where he earned his degree in journalism in 1976. His passion for communication and storytelling would define much of his life's work. He began his career as a sports editor of the Lawrence County Advertiser, But soon after, his entrepreneurial spirit led him to found The Observer. For 39 years, Dan served as its publisher, giving voice to our town, chronicling its history, and strengthening the identity. Beyond the newspaper, he also served sub-regional healthcare as Director of Public Relations for more than 2 decades. Dan's impact extended well beyond his career. He was deeply invested in his community and his faith, a dedicated member and deacon of Worshall's First Baptist Church. He helped develop a philanthropy plan that funded a complete renovation of the church without a single loan, an achievement that will bless generations to come. He also poured into others as a teacher of the Gardner Memorial Sunday School class, where he built bonds of fellowship and shared guidance with dozens of members over the years. His leadership can be seen throughout Ware Shoals. He served on the board of the Ware Shoals Community Foundation, where he also held the role of president, working to advance the well-being of the community he loved. He was also a proud member and past president of the Ware Shoals Lions Club, and for nearly 3 decades, he served on the board of directors of Piedmont Rural Telephone Cooperative, 22 of those years as board president. Through these roles, Dan shared the future of our community with vision and dedication. Perhaps what stands out most is not only what Dan accomplished, but how he lived, with humility, with gratitude, and with courage. Even in his 5-year battle with esophageal cancer, he faced each day with grace and with thankfulness for those who cared for him, especially his beloved wife, Faye. This morning, as we induct Dan Brannon into the Ware Shoals School District Hall of Fame, we do more than celebrate his accomplishments. We celebrate a life lived for others, a life rooted in faith, family, and community. His legacy is not simply what he had written in newspapers, but more importantly, in the lives he touched, the projects he oversaw, and the town he loved so deeply. It is with great pride that we welcome Stephen Daniel Dan Brannon, class of 1972, into the Ware Shoals Schools Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Braden Agnew for the presentation of Mr. Joe Skinner.
Good morning. In the American Heritage Dictionary, the word humble is defined as meek or modest, qualities that perfectly describe Joe Skinner. Born in 1932 in Ware Shoals during the Great Depression, Joe learned the value of hard work early in life. As a boy of 10, he worked at Regal Stadium, where he had the thrill of watching the Great Libretti pitch. He also went door to door selling turnip greens, earning 10 cents at a time just so he could buy a movie ticket. That ticket meant so much to him that he carried it in his wallet for the rest of his life, proudly sharing its story whenever he could. Joe's love of baseball began at the age of 8 at Regal Stadium and continued throughout his years at Ware Shoals High School, where he played both pitcher and second baseman. After graduating in 1951, he went on to play in various baseball leagues and later softball until the age of 60. His loyalty to the Hornets and to sports in general remained strong throughout his life. In 1957, Joe married his sweetheart, Zell, and together they shared 56 years of marriage, raising 4 children and leaving behind a legacy of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Joe also dedicated himself to the well-being of his community. In 1964, he partnered with his cousin, Marion Carno, to open and successfully operate the Piggly Wiggly in Ware Shoals for nearly 4 decades, along with another location in '96. Joe proudly served his country for 42 years in the South Carolina National Guards before retiring. He gave back in countless other ways as well. 59 years as a Lions Club member, a devoted member of Ware Shoals Lodge number 306 AFM, and more than 68 years of service as a deacon and active member of Ware Shoals First Baptist Church. His devotion to the town was also evident in his 32 years of leadership with Ware Shoals Catfish Festival, serving as chairman for 23 of them. In recognition of his service, the Catfish Building was named in his honor in 2006, and in 2013 he received the Order of the Silver Crescent from the Governor of South Carolina, the state's highest civilian award for volunteer service. After Joe's passing, fellow inductee Dan Branyan wrote in The Observer about Joe's servant's heart. Dan recalled a story from a football game where Ware Shoals won 3-0. Afterward, an altercation broke out between a fan and an opposing player. Joe quietly said to Dan, "I don't know about you, but I'm a lover, not a fighter." Dan wrote that it was true. Joe loved everyone, whether wrapping ground beef at the Piggly Wiggly, frying catfish on Memorial Day weekend, serving as mess sergeant to hundreds of guardsmen, chairing the Catfish Festival, or leading as a deacon. Joe lived his life in service to others. Perhaps that was the secret of the community's love for him. Joe Skinner was one of them. He found joy and purpose in serving his family, his church, his town. He touched countless lives, leaving an example of humility, dedication, and love. The Bible reminds us that to be part of God's kingdom, we must have a servant's heart, putting others first. Joe Skinner did exactly that, and his legacy calls us to follow his examples. Thank you.
Please rise for the playing of the Ware Shoals High School alma mater, presented by the Ware Shoals High School $1 Million Band. Please be seated as we welcome back Dr. Daniel Crockett for closing remarks.
Y'all, that's special. That's special. I love the alma mater. I love how our students know what it is. I know that it means something to them, and that's important. We produce wonderful graduates, but wonderful graduates that have a love for this school. And so I want to speak to our students just for a moment, so bear with me. And it's just, there's a lot of lessons that we can provide inside of our classrooms. We have a core curriculum that we include and day in and day out by wonderful teachers. But there's lessons that go beyond the classroom, and that is a wonderful lesson that we can learn by the example of others. There's 5 incredible examples that were presented to us today, and we can learn from their life of service, selflessness, humility, and kindness, and a love for their community and for their fellow man. And so with that, again, I'd like to, extend my just deep gratitude for the families being here, especially our inductees for this honor, and congratulations to being inducted into the Ware Shoals Schools Hall of Fame. And what a special day it was for right now. Again, I'd like to extend the opportunity for our inductees and their families to join us for a reception. It's going to be in the gymnasium following. Our students will start working their way back to their classrooms. We're going to work them hard for the rest of the day. We still have a couple more hours to work them, so we're going to do that. But again, just wonderful. Thank you for being here, and what a special opportunity to honor some special people. Thank you very much.